So here's an example of a pre-roll video template. These are really neat. Obviously we have the two videos, one you really can't interact with too much, and then a main feature video that plays. But what's really neat about this template is it falls into the size adjustable category, which means you can change the width and the height of this ad unit according to wherever it needs to be deployed on the page. And it's also deployable into an existing position, so you don't necessarily have to make a new ad position for it. Let's go ahead and look at the page source here. See if we can find this. Here it is. So this is a inline. It doesn't change size. It's a static in size, but like I said, you can change it in the Impact Engine system, width or height, according to whatever you need it. So if it needs to look like a leaderboard, you can make it look like that if you need to, if you want to. Basically, the important thing to note is once you need to, if it's in an existing position, obviously the server tag is going to be in the right place. But the parent div, again, this is one of the size adjustables, so it's going to come nested in a parent div. You just need to make sure that you have your width and your height set accordingly. And once that's done, then essentially, you can have a rotation. That was a 300 by 250, as we see here. If there are basic text image ads and this one comes into rotation, it'll just start playing, and you really won't have to worry about anything. It'll just work appropriately. It's probably a good idea to see it on a test page, although since this one really doesn't change size, you're not worried too much about floating behaviors or pushing and pulling behaviors. It's going to just deploy into the existing ad position without much fuss at all. Again, all you need to make sure is you have a relative position and then set your width and your height. You may need to have manually insert a float attribute in there, but typically you don't need to worry about that. This ad follows the IAB standards for polite loading, and it also waits for the HTML onload event to fire off before loading and rendering its content. That's a default attribute, but you can change it when you get the code. There's a place in there where you can have it not do that. So other than that, it's a pretty straightforward deployment. Again, the neat thing is you can change the width and the height, and you just need to think about where it's going to go on the page, and it should work pretty easily for you.